Coach on the road once again, take you behind the scenes with the MLB stars of the game. And I ran across the man over here for the White Sox. I'm going to let him introduce himself to my audience.
Hi, I'm Marcus Sims, the Major League hitting coach for the Chicago White Sox.
Okay, Marcus, so let our Chicago audience know something about yourself.
I'm originally Southern boy down from Mississippi. I've been in the game of baseball now. It's my 27th year in professional baseball. It's part of 20 years at the Major League level. And I'm all about, simplifying things and trying to get these players to reach their ultimate goal of having success on the offensive side of baseball.
Oh, you say you're a Southern boy. We call you a country boy up here, up north.
That's all right. I got a lot of folks up here up north too. But yeah, I'm a country boy, man. But that has made me who I am, and that's why my thin is a little thicker than some others. But my Mississippi upbringing made me.
Well, rumor has it that you had a little game up here when you was playing in the big leagues. What you got to say about that?
Yeah, not much game, man. I tried to do my part to help my team win baseball games, and that's what it was. And I always took pride in trying to be number one, being a good teammate. And then when I went out there, my name was on the lineup card. I tried to do something to help my team win a Major League Baseball game.
Oh, wait a minute. I did my research on you. I heard you was the man now.
No, I wasn't the man. Like I said, man, I just tried to make sure that I was prepared, number one, and number two, to slow the game down and be able to do something.
So what were some of the teams that you played for?
I got drafted by the New York Yankees in 1996. I didn't sign. I went back to my junior college where I started at, and then I ended up signing before the draft in 97. And got to the big leagues with the Yankees in 2002. Then I got traded to Texas in 03. And then from Texas, I went to Detroit, and I was with the Tigers for 6 years, from 04 to 09. World Series in 06, I had a really good time there. And I went back to the Yankees in 2010, the team that drafted me, and had some success there. And then from there, I went to the Dodgers in 11. And then after 11, I retired, went back to school, and tried to work on my degree at Mississippi State to try to fulfill a promise that I made to my mother of graduating from college. But baseball came calling again and started coaching, and I've been coaching in the professional ranks now since 2013 was my first year.
You sound like you got that Yankee blue in your blood.
No, man, I'm a baseball guy, man. You know what? I've been fortunate enough to been around a lot of really good baseball people, and I've been able to pick their brains, and now I'm being able to try to give this back to some of our players that we have now.
So what was the keys to some of your longevity in the game?
Number one, I try to stay healthy. And then it was just, always trying to get better. I just try not to be, as we say, trying to be a dinosaur. I try to evolve with the game and try to learn as much as I possibly could, and still trying to learn to this day. You never can know it all.
And I coach college baseball, and I scouted for 5 major league teams. Every kid dreamed of playing the big leagues. Mm-hmm. You fulfilled that dream. Was that like the pinnacle of baseball for you?
It was, but as a kid growing up, I was more of a football guy. And then, my family, a lot of my brother played college baseball. My uncles played some baseball down south also. So baseball was in my blood, and being able to put a major league uniform on that first time when I got called to the major leagues, it was fun. But it was for me, but then it was for all the people that had put in hard work for me. My mother, my grandmother, my uncles, my brother. Like it made it fun for all of us.
So how tough was it for you to leave the game on the field?
Once the game's over, you go in and you think about certain things, and you got to flush it, because baseball you got to play the next day. So you can't carry a lot of baggage with you throughout the next day. So you got to try to flush it and get ready for the next game.
And how did you get into coaching?
As a teammate, when I was playing, I was always, some of my teammates would ask, "Hey man, what do you see here with their mechanics or, with their approach?" And I would always have something for them, and I was always watching and playing under Jim Leland and Joe Girardi and Joe Torre, all those guys that I played for, just watching the way they handle people, and that made me man, I think whenever I'm done, if there's an opportunity, I wouldn't mind getting into coaching.
Mm-hmm. So you're enjoying this?
Yes, I am. This year here at the White Sox, it hasn't been as much fun as we want it to be, but you got to continue to work and continue to try to help develop players and get them to the point where we want to put a winning product out on the baseball field.
So how much have the game changed from your day back to now? I mean, guys spend more time in the minor leagues. Mm-hmm. They develop, they're more polished. Now, as Harold Baines says, youngsters are being rushed up to the major leagues and getting their minor league training in the big leagues today.
Yeah, it's true. Some guys are getting here a lot quicker, a lot sooner, and there's a lot more developing here in the big leagues now.
Mm-hmm.
But the game has changed, and there's a lot more things, more bells and whistles. There's more technology, the data part of things that where they can track a lot of different things now than it was when I played. But still, at the end of the day, the game is still the same for me, man. It's still the mound haven't changed, the base links haven't changed. It's still about going out there and competing, and I think we can't ever lose that. Can't ever lose that aspect of a baseball game.
Last two questions. Who were some of your mentors along the way?
Along the way, man, number one, it was my mother who raised 5 kids, who was paralyzed when I was 5 years old from the neck down from a car accident. So that was my number one mentor, like just the things she went through. And people always ask me, like, man, I can't believe you guys are struggling. How are you handling it? I was like, I'm good. My mother couldn't give herself a glass of water, so she used to always tell me, hell, if you can't, if you think you got it bad, be in that situation. So I always go back to that. So she was my number one mentor. And then, my brother Stacy, who was like a father figure to all of us. He was the first one to graduate from college out of our family, and being able to do it in our situation, growing up in the projects, and being able to go to college on, we didn't have the finances, but he found a way. He found a way, and now he's a pastor, and he runs a lot of youth sports back in my hometown. And those are the two people that I really looked up to.
Okay. So let me take you back, way, way back. Every kid's dream of playing in the big leagues. You got that call, you're going to the big leagues. Walked in that locker room for the very first time and saw your uniform hanging up. What was that feeling like?
You know what? When I got there, man, nobody was there. Security had to let me in because they were like, "Hey, we're gonna." I got a flight from from Durham, North Carolina, up to New York, and when I got there early, and they was like, "Do you want to go to the hotel or to the stadium?" It was super early, and I was like, "I'm going to the stadium. I'm from Mississippi, a country boy. I don't know my way around this big city. Just get me to the ballpark." But they finally opened the locker room up for me, and I got there. No jersey was up yet because nobody was there yet. But then when they finally got there, I started seeing some of my teammates, and then when I finally got that, put the pinstripe uniform on, man, and it put tears in your eyes, and it was fun. It was fulfilling.
Did you cry?
A little bit. Can't tell too many people.
A little bit. Mama cried.
Mama was
Mama,
shedding
tears came down. I know with Mama.
Yes, sir.
Coach on the road with the man.
All right, my man. Appreciate it, brother. Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot.
We talked about later on in his life, and he was saying about how young men don't play baseball. We had that conversation. So yeah, he'd be honored about what you're doing and having this league and trying to have more interest for African Americans playing baseball, because I heard it was like 6%, and there are a lot of talented African American players out there. They really are.
And get you up there for that dedication service.
That sounds good.